Alright, let's dive into something that's both fascinating and a little painful for Sacramento Kings fans, the biggest missed draft opportunities since the team moved to Sacramento. Now, I know the last few drafts have been a breath of fresh air, but historically, oof. The Kings have had some, let's call them questionable moments. And while it's easy to point fingers, I think it's more interesting to break down why these misses happened and what they tell us about drafting in the NBA. So let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the 2018 NBA draft. This draft is like the Kings' personal horror movie. They had the second overall pick, and somehow, they managed to miss not just one, but multiple future stars. It's wild when you think about it. Like, how do you whiff that badly? But here's the thing, it's not just about the picks themselves. It's about the mindset. The Kings were clearly prioritizing immediate impact over long-term potential, and that's a strategy that can backfire spectacularly. Take Jalen Brunson, for example. The guy was drafted 33rd overall by the Mavericks, and now he's the king of New York. What's fascinating to me is how many teams, including the Kings, slept on him because he was considered undersized. But here's the kicker, size isn't everything. Brunson's basketball IQ, leadership, and clutch gene are off the charts. Personally, I think this is a perfect example of how scouts and front offices can get too caught up in physical attributes and miss the intangibles that make a player great. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA went 11th overall, and while he wasn't a household name back then, his potential was obvious. The Kings passed on him, and now he's a two-time MVP and NBA champion. What's really interesting here is how the Kings seem to have a pattern of undervaluing guards with high ceilings. It's like they're stuck in this mindset of needing a big man or a flashy scorer, and they're missing out on players who can truly elevate a team. Speaking of guards, let's talk about Damian Lillard. In 2012, the Kings had the 5th pick and chose Thomas Robinson instead of Lillard, who went 6th. Robinson's NBA career fizzled out quickly, while Lillard became one of the greatest shooters of all time. What many people don't realize is that Lillard wasn't just a scorer, he's a leader, a competitor, and someone who elevates everyone around him. If the Kings had taken him, their franchise trajectory could have been completely different. It's a reminder that drafting isn't just about talent, it's about fit and culture. Now, let's talk about Kawhi Leonard. In 2011, the Kings had the 7th pick and traded it for Jimmer Fredette. Meanwhile, Kawhi went 15th. This one hurts because Kawhi is a two-time NBA champion and Finals MVP. But here's what's really fascinating, at the time, Kawhi was seen as a raw prospect with limited offensive skills. The Kings probably thought they were playing it safe with Fredette, a proven college scorer. But what this really suggests is that sometimes, the biggest risks yield the biggest rewards. Kawhi's work ethic and development are a testament to that. And finally, the big one, Luka Doncic and Trae Young. In 2018, the Kings had the 2nd pick and chose Marvin Bagley III instead. Bagley's already out of Sacramento, while Luka and Trae are both MVP caliber players. What makes this really interesting is that the Kings then GM, Vlade Divac, thought Bagley was the safer choice. But if you take a step back and think about it, drafting for safety in the NBA is often a recipe for mediocrity. The teams that take bold swings are the ones that end up on top. So, what's the bigger lesson here? I think it's this, drafting is as much an art as it is a science. It's about vision, patience, and a willingness to bet on potential over immediate impact. The Kings' misses aren't just about bad luck, they're about a mindset that prioritizes the short term over the long term. And that's something every team, not just the Kings, needs to learn from. But hey, that's just my take. What do you think? Are the Kings' draft misses just a series of unfortunate events, or is there a deeper issue at play? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Because when it comes to the NBA, there's always more to unpack.